This is episode 3 of Shopping Locally with Mariah. Today I am excited because we have Bob and Jeff here. They are the owners of Star Union Spirits located in Peru, Illinois. So I'm kind of give the floor to them and let them introduce themselves, tell them who they are, what they do. And yeah, so you guys kind of introduce yourselves.
I'm Bob Windy. We've owned this distillery for about 3 years now. We've got 11 spirits, and it's evolving nicely.
And I'm Jeff Yasowitz. I am half of the team here at Star Union Spirits. As Bob indicated, we have many different varieties of spirits, and we have ventured into the hand sanitizer manufacturing production realm over the last few weeks.
Yes, which is amazing. And we can't wait to get into that information because I'm sure everybody wants to know. But we're just going to just start off talking about Star Union Spirits so people know who you guys are. So can you tell us a little bit more about your business and how did you get started?
Yeah, Bob and I had some professional careers, but on the weekends we used to make wine in Bob's garage. And we had done it for many, many years and decided to take the wine and make brandy out of that. So Bob can go into a lot of detail about the history of how we got started in this, and I'll let Bob take it away.
Yeah, so we started out in my garage, in my neighbor's garage. We would go to the grapeyards on the south side of Chicago, go and try each one of the grapes and try to figure out what we wanted to make every year. We had done that for about 12 years. And then we felt that we needed to kind of take it to another level and do it professionally. And we looked around Chicago and tried to find a spot to do that in a historic building. And we couldn't find the right one. And so I looked in my hometown of Peru, Illinois, and we were able to secure a nice space in a historic building.
Right, most definitely. Love that. And that's why I kind of wanted to get into too, because the building is historic. I've been on the outside, I've seen the outside, and I'm like, oh, this is a huge, nice building. But I know it has a lot of meaning to it if you guys want to talk about that too.
Sure. The great thing about this area, and actually Bob is from this area, which is how we wound up near here. We're about 5.5 miles from Starved Rock State Park, so there were a lot of good reasons to come down here. Starved Rock State Park gets millions of visitors a year. We located in this historic building, and we had the opportunity to reopen the 1917 main edition, where thousands of employees used to come down the steps a day when this big clock factory was producing all sorts of clocks and watches and other products for the public. They also aligned with the government to fight the war, so they also switched over and made some parts for military products during that war, similar to how we are switching over to make hand sanitizer during this war against COVID.
Right. Yeah.
There is a wonderful museum upstairs in the building here that has just about every clock that this company ever made, and is a wonderful stop. If you do come visit, make sure you do on a day when that museum is open, because you can spend another few hours in there just wondering at the marveling at the clocks that they made. It's amazing, the history of this company and this building.
Most definitely. I think that's very amazing. Like I said, sometimes it's not just about just what's inside, like what you do, but like the building around. Like, so it has a lot of history. Like I said, I've been on the outside, huge, beautiful, and then there's so many amazing businesses like you guys within it that gives it even more history.
Yeah, and we've had the opportunity to partner with a lot of those businesses. That's something that attracted us to the business. On our side of the building, there is a tool and die manufacturer, there's a HVAC company, there's an industrial hose manufacturer. On the other side of the building, there's a hair salon, there's a yoga studio. There's a craft jewelry maker. There's a day spa with float tanks, a Mediterranean salt room, saunas, and massages. There is also a very robust music program on that other side, which we fully support, and arts program on that other side, which we fully support. And we sponsor shows over there. There is also a recording studio. So when the artists come down, they can make a recording, they can offer their music and show their fine art in the gallery over there. And there's also music lessons over there as well.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
And a photographer.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I feel like once before I was on Facebook, I saw that you guys do like open house, and it looks like you guys come together. It's not just separate businesses, but you guys actually come together and like support each other. So that's truly cool. That's amazing too. So yeah, so really I just kind of want to know next, like the atmosphere that people, if someone haven't been there before, what is like the atmosphere their first time going into you guys' business?
Well, during non-pandemic times,
right.
We ordinarily have a beautiful tasting room where we can open our door and have a beautiful glass view of the atrium right outside our door. The nice thing about our facility is you don't have to be outside our facility. You can be inside in the atrium and still look into our facility.
Cool, yeah.
You walk into an atrium, and then there is a big glass garage door. We've had a lot of music here, and so we generally would have an artist come in once or twice a week on the weekends with craft cocktails that our wonderful bartenders create with our spirits, and that's a little bit about the tasting. You do have 20 feet of windows in order to see the production area when you are in the tasting room. Right now behind you, you look like you're behind our bar right now.
I am behind the bar today. You guys' new bartender. Just keep it in mind.
That's great.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, that's amazing. It looks like it's a really nice big space. So I'm pretty sure you can do events and so there as well, maybe.
Yeah, a couple of interesting facts about the tasting room as well. If you kind of see behind you that black stuff, that little shelving there.
Yes.
That is
move a little bit.
Yeah, that is some of the soapstone that was used in the laboratory of Westclox in the factory. And you'll see that wood that's behind you. That is 200-year-old barn wood.
Oh, wow.
And we also, our bar top was built from something very significant. This factory was so big, it had so many employees that they also had a 4-lane bowling alley as an amenity for their employees. And so when we were searching around the building, because it's still 260,000 square feet,
wow.
Even though it had a fire in 2012, it was double the size then. I don't know if you know the history of the building.
No.
Half of it burned down in 2012 from an arsonist, but it's still 260,000 square feet. And we were able to locate, they had this amenity for employees. It was a 4-lane bowling alley. We were able to locate one of the lanes, and we found it in a condition where it was really busted up for many, many years of being just exposed to the elements, and the fire and all that. It was charred. And if you look at our Facebook page, you can see some evolution of the bar top pictures. But it is our one of the lanes is our bar top, and we used a very talented artist to put that together for us, a local artist.
Pretty neat. Details. It's all about the details these days.
Woodworker.
Oh, that's pretty amazing. Well, I mean, so now talk about today's day. We know what's going on in the world, this pandemic. And then we have Star Union Spirits, like, let's make hand sanitizer, which is amazing. So I just want to know, how did that idea even come into you guys' head? Like, what made you say, let's do this?
Well, we were monitoring the landscape, and we saw that we had the ability with what we make to be able to contribute to the fight against this pandemic. So very early on, we started to navigate what we had to do to start the switchover for this temporary new business.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, and I bet it was a process just to get to making it. I'm pretty sure because people think you just can start just creating hand sanitizer, but you have to go through a process beforehand. So, what is that process like, and how long did that take you guys?
Well, we follow the World Health Organization formula. So there was very specific points that had to be taken to secure the ingredients for this formula. It's 80% alcohol, so it does kill the coronavirus. So it is regulated, and Jeff had to work on getting some of those items addressed along the way.
Yeah, we're not claiming at all that it will do anything specific. We
Right,
just know that it is 80% alcohol.
right,
And some of the other similar hand sanitizers out there are in that range, but the World Health Organization formula is what we had followed, and there were two different formulas we could have followed. The challenging thing initially was that our government regulators were not on the same page at first with respect to what we could and couldn't do. So it was changing daily, and we felt the appropriate time to jump in was after they aligned on a few issues.
okay. That makes a lot of sense. Well, you guys are here now doing it, and I'm pretty sure I speak upon a lot of people saying thank you for doing that because it is crazy how it's just gone. I think that was like one of the first things that were gone was like the hand sanitizer. It was the first thing we go to. We like hand sanitizer. So I just want to know what's the process of making it. Like, so you're using your current equipment, obviously, that you were using on a normal basis, making your spirits, but now you're making the hand sanitizer. So what is that process like?
Right. So our distiller Casey, who has had a lot of experience in making spirits, has also helped us formulate this. It's really just following directions. Um, there's our alcohol, which, according to the FDA, has to be denatured. And so that is a step to ensure that it has a really awful bitter taste if you try to drink it, and it makes it unpalatable to the smell and taste. So they had some concerns with people drinking it, kids especially, getting a hold of it. So they arrived at the fact that we have to denature it, which is a first step.
Okay.
Then we had to source some ingredients for it, and there were a couple other ingredients: glycerin, hydrogen peroxide, and purified water, according to uh, the pharmacopoeia standards.
Okay.
Meaning it had to be pure.
Okay. Mm. So how long?
We mixed
Yeah.
it up.
Okay, go ahead.
We mix it up, and we're using a dedicated container to this because we don't want this to taint our spirits later on.
Right.
And so we mix it up, and then we bottle it, and it's a totally different bottling operation too, because again, we don't want to trying to keep everything separate.
Right. Makes sense.
But it was an interesting small business, temporary small business to get into. We had to become an establishment with the FDA, which is a different regulator for us.
Mm-hmm.
We had to also become a registered over-the-counter drug manufacturer.
Right. That's what I would think. Yeah.
Yes, and so that was the process of navigating the government websites, getting everything submitted and accepted, and including our labels. And the government, though, has been very helpful in relaxing some of the standards that they already they ordinarily would have been pretty tough on. In the past, if we had released any of our alcohol, they would collect excise tax on it. During this production of hand sanitizer, as long as you're doing it for hand sanitizer, they've waived that, as has the state of Illinois. So we're very pleased that they saw the need for this early on and are helping us help facilitate our doing this.
Most definitely, most definitely. And so with that, I just want to know who exactly so you guys are donating these bottles. So you showed the big gallon that you guys are making. If you wanted to hold that back up so we can see like the size of it. But yeah, so how are you guys going about donating that or giving that out to certain people?
So
who's receiving it?
Our first thoughts were to get it to the folks that are needing it and helping others, such as hospitals, first responders. That was our first goal. And so when we started making the gallons, immediately came to our mind that we are in the Illinois Valley. So a number of cities make up that Illinois Valley. And so we were busy packaging up gallons for those cities around us.
Oh, okay. Oh, neat. And so how are they? Oh, go ahead.
Then, while we were doing the cities, we also, made sure a couple of the regional hospitals and health centers had it, as well as a couple of shelters and correctional centers.
Oh, wow. Yeah, most definitely. And so how are you guys safely delivering those to those individuals who are receiving them?
Well, we've delivered to the municipalities and the hospitals locally just by car, and then some other have come in. Yesterday was production day for us, so we had a kind of balance distributing the sanitizer out the front door as well as putting it in the bottle at the same time. So we're negotiating that, and we're making it happen.
Yeah, the protocol I think you're more interested in as well is, we're all wearing gloves.
Most definitely, right. We see that, right.
and that's that, and we're all trying to stay 6 feet apart. It's tough in here, but because there's only 3 of us right now. But no, we got about 6,000 square feet here of our production area. And so there's plenty of room for us 3 to maintain safe distances. When we are getting the consumer involved or the businesses involved to pick it up here, what we've done is contactless method of delivery. So you can either buy a gift card on our website or on our Facebook page. There are links to those. And that way, when you come here, you've got a balance, and you can set it to any amount you want. And then we also take your credit card. You pull up to the front door. You roll down your passenger side window. You put your credit card on that ledge.
Right, you're staying back at all costs.
Yeah, we come out. We take the credit card inside. We run it. We print out a receipt. And then we deliver the product with your credit card back to your car without, again, entering your car or touching anything else. We're wearing gloves, so we put the credit card back. And then if they want, we open the back door and put the trunk, put the box in the trunk for the hand sanitizer.
Oh, sounds like a
or bottles of spirits.
Right, there you go.
You'll buy your bottles of spirits too.
That's what I was going to ask. So you guys still selling your spirits? So we know you're making the hand sanitizer, but can people still buy the spirits? Because I'm pretty sure they want to know that too.
Yes, absolutely. You can buy the spirits. Next week, we're going to roll out a curbside service where people can order their bottles ahead of time. We can process their credit card, and then all they have to do is pull right up in front, and then we'll just put it in the car for them. So.
Oh, perfect.
So keep a look online for that. Okay. On our Facebook page.
Okay. And so how is that trying to balance both? So you're still making are you still making the spirits as well, or you already have those bottled while you're making the hand sanitizer?
Well, right now we're trying to just focus on the hand sanitizer.
Right.
Once we get all that bottled and labeled, we'll go back to producing some brandy. We have 8,000 pounds of grapes coming from Chile in the middle of May, and so we'll start our production of our brandy again.
Oh, nice. So you guys just sound busy, busy, busy to me. You're
We'll
doing
be busy all the way through the year. We're very aggressive this year as what we want to do. So we're very excited.
No, you guys are doing great. Yeah.
We'll have some apple brandy releasing soon, and we're very excited about that. So.
The other thing we were very humbled by and excited was we just last year entered a national contest with many of the craft spirits brands out there, and happy to report that we came home with 5 medals. Actually, we stayed home with 5 medals. we did it online.
Oh, yeah.
They were supposed to have a convention about 2 weeks ago in Portland, Oregon, and the American Craft Distillers Association convention, but like everything else, it's been pushed back or postponed. Right. They went ahead with the medals program, and our brandies did very well as our grappa. So we got 4 silver medals and 1 bronze medal in that national competition. I think if I recall, there were a few 500 or so submissions and different categories, and we were very pleased with the result.
Oh, pretty awesome. Well, congrats on that. I mean, that's huge itself. It speaks for itself. So we know you guys make amazing flavors and tastes. So I think that's great. And so what can we look for next in the future for you guys after the pandemic? Like, what do you guys look forward to opening back your doors and things like that?
Well, we have to see how everything evolves here. We're like everyone else. We're waiting to hear what protocol is moving forward. We're in kind of an uncharted territory right here. Right. We've never had this happen in our lifetime, and we're trying to proceed safely and still contribute to the community.
Awesome.
And as Bob said, we've got apple brandy on the way. We've got a couple other spirits on the way as well. Many of the things that we're making are resting in barrels, and so those will start to roll out with both a short-term game and a long-term game.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to coming down and tasting whatever I can taste as well. So I'm excited about that part of it.
We're looking forward to having you come.
Yes, oh, for sure. Hopefully I can bring my whole office and we have just a grand time.
Absolutely.
Maybe I can be somewhere near here, wherever I'm standing at today. But no, like I said, we all just want to just thank you guys. You guys are working hard. Clearly, we see you both at work working hard, mask on, covered, everything. So that's just, we thank you for really giving us more of what we need. And so I bet you guys are just pushing out those bottles of hand sanitizer. How many have you donated so far? Do you even know?
Well, we've donated close to 100 gallons so far.
Oh, wow.
Maybe a little bit more right now. But and then we also have a program where people can purchase it as well. And we'll be announcing the public-facing program probably either later today or tomorrow. Although I probably just announced
it. We'll be rolling them out next week.
Okay. Good to know. And so this is really connecting you guys with your community. So like, how does that feel? Like, is there any feel-good stories you guys have? Because you're actually going out to deliver to these hospitals and things like that. So tell us a little bit about that connection you have with your community now after this whole hand sanitizer epidemic thing.
Well, we've always had a good interaction with the community, like Jeff was talking about before. Mm-hmm. There are other businesses that we work very well with within this West Clocks community. We sponsor a lot of arts-oriented activities within the community. This shows a different side of us where we're giving back to municipalities and hospitals. So it has been quite an adventure, but very gratifying for us.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I mean, I think you guys really gave us all the great information, details that we need. Is there anything else you guys feel like you want, everybody else to know or look forward to, or anything you want to mention that we haven't talked about already?
Well, we would, after this is all over, we would love to have everyone come down and see us in the historic West Clocks building in Peru, Illinois.
And in the meantime, we stay safe, stay alive, stay home.
Yes, I second that. I third that. I fifth that. I definitely agree. Definitely do so. You guys, they're doing a good job of still doing curbside pickup, like you said, is happening. So we can still enjoy you guys' spirits while safe at home, which is still great. So you guys want to give your social medias again one last time so people know where they can find you?
We are at starunionspirits.com, and also up to the minute announcements will be on our Facebook page.
We also have an Instagram account at Star Union Spirits, and we're updating that periodically as well.
Perfect, perfect. Well, thank you both so much, Jeff and Bob. You guys, I'm gonna let you get back to work. You guys are amazing. And again, thank you for what you're doing. And that is now a wrap of episode 3 with Star Union Spirits. And we are out.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.